fuck? You already trying to make motherfuckers have kids and you got 2 minutes in this motherfucker.
It's all good. That's why we're here. It's to educate. That means on the music tip too.
That's true.
Gotta educate.
That is true.
Shit. Yes, Thundercats, we back. I believe this is episode 75 of the Welcome to Forever podcast. As always, it is your boy, the bad guy, P-Mac.
The one and only, and it's your boy, the Walking Holiday He-Man.
And we here. We about to just go ahead and get right with the shit.
Let's do it.
I guess we can just jump into the hot topic of this weekend.
All right.
Just to touch on it real quick before we get into more pressing matters.
Uh-huh.
Space Jam, a new legacy.
I saw your post earlier about it. I haven't got a chance to watch it. What? Break it down for us, P-Mac. What is your thoughts after checking it out? Looking into it.
I'll give just a little my real quick brief thoughts on that. Since you have not seen it, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but you know I cut for LeBron,
right?
One of my favorite players to watch in this era. I commend him for this movie.
Okay.
The movie as a whole, it's not a bad movie.
All right.
I wouldn't just say it's a good movie.
Okay.
But it definitely did what it was trying to do. I'll say that.
Okay.
Kids are going to love this movie.
Got you.
The reason I'm not, there's so many people that say, "Oh, this movie was horrible." This movie is not for adults. This movie is for kids.
Right.
It will indeed do exactly what it was supposed to do when it comes to kids. Kids are going to love this movie.
Right on.
Me, like I said. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad movie, but it's not particularly just a good movie to me. LeBron was doing a little too much. Not really too much, but this nigga was really like trying to act. Like the thing about the first Space Jam, Jordan was just being Jordan. I don't really believe he was just acting. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
LeBron was trying to win an Oscar with this shit, from the script to the storyline, because they made it more storyline based. It wasn't just like how in the original, the Looney Tunes needed Jordan to save them from what's-his-face from Moron Mountain.
Right.
Simple. But in this one, storyline's a little more detailed. Like, it starts out, like, I mean, it's like 20, 30 minutes before you even see some cartoons.
Oh, wow.
Shit. Like, it's like
they
was trying to make it like a legitimate movie.
Okay.
Like LeBron was actually acting in this shit.
Okay.
Whereas Jordan, I don't think Jordan was really acting.
Gotcha.
So, but I mean, let's say it set out what he needed to do. So
that's understandable.
I not advise, but my recommendation: check it out. Just check it out. It doesn't hurt. I was a little taken aback more by the fact that this movie's fucking 2 hours long.
What?
That is what threw me. I cut that shit. I was like, man, I was like, I got things to do. Shit.
No.
And then,
no.
With it being 2 hours long, and then the first 30 minutes is like a legitimate movie. Like I said, this 30 minutes at least before you even see any kind of cartoons, Looney Tunes, anything. So it's like, shit, you shave that off, it's an hour and a half.
Right.
So it's like,
if they would have just basically found a way to hop right into it. In this case, less is more. It would have been better in that regard. Dang, man.
I think my biggest knock really the superstars they had in it.
Okay.
Lillard, Davis, Taurasi, and I really don't want to butcher her name.
Okay.
Like she plays in WNBA. I'm not even gonna attempt to say it because I don't want to butcher her name.
Okay.
But they got them in the movie, but they they weren't really in it that much. Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting them to be in it that much, but the characters, the actual characters that were in the game, you didn't really see much like personality from them. Whereas with the Monstars, when they became Monstars, you actually saw their personality. You didn't really see much of them like that. That would probably be one of my biggest knocks on it.
Got you. But like you say, you touched on something that was pretty important. Kids movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
that's why I'm not gonna sit here and shit on it. You got all these adults that are sitting there shitting on the movie.
Right.
I'm not gonna shit on it
because I think even to an extent, the first Space Jam was a kids movie, but it had crossover appeal to where adults gravitated to it as well. Mm-hmm. But it's overall intentions was to be somewhat of a kids movie.
No.
In this
now,
case,
I don't expect that to happen with this movie.
Right.
The crossover with the adult appeal,
Right.
I don't expect that. I personally am probably never going to watch this movie again. Unless I'm watching it with a child.
Okay.
I could cut on Space Jam right now for myself and just watch that if I wanted to. This one, I'm probably not just going to watch this one just on a whim one day. You know what I mean?
What about a
I'm
date
not going
night?
to break it out on a Tuesday.
What about on a date night? Female want to check it out.
We can check it out if she wants it. But if she's already seen it, I'm going to be like, have you seen it before?
And if,
And if she's like, yeah,
I want to watch
like,
it
well,
again.
shit, why? Like, there's 2 hours of my life gone.
She was like, I like it. It's a good movie.
I'm be like, I might question her a little bit, but I'm like, you know what? Fine, fuck it.
Like, it is what it is.
It's y'all world. I'm just living in it. Shit.
That's understandable.
So that's where I'm at with that. But overall, it's cool. It's cool. I recommend everybody checking it out just for, it's got a nice nostalgia appeal to it.
Right.
They reference the original Space Jam.
Okay.
Mainly the Looney Tunes reference, which was a nice touch.
Very much so.
Because it's reversed essentially. Bugs sought out Michael Jordan. In this,
right,
LeBron gets sucked into that world, and so he seeks out Bugs Bunny and whoever else play. Okay. And so when he's breaking it down, he's talking to Bugs, and Bugs is like, "So let me get this straight: a superstar basketball player wants me to help him play in a basketball game." And then he looks at the camera. He's like, "Where have I seen this before?" I was like, "It was a nice touch." I was like, "It's a cool touch." So it's cool. And then the final game, you see the Monstars sitting courtside watching, but the little versions, not not when they took the title. So you see the little ones there. Okay. I was like, "That's a nice touch." Dude.
See, now that's what's up.
It's cool. It's cool.
That's what's up.
But you'll in the first 30, well, really the first 10 minutes, you gonna see what I mean as far as LeBron trying to win an Oscar. LeBron is trying to win an Oscar.
This is his moment, P-Mac. He feel like he got to do everything that he can in order to be noticed during this endeavor.
I see.
That's what he's shooting for.
And I'm like, hey, I applaud you. Shit, if it's your jam, I ain't gonna turn it off. Shit.
He says it's Space Jam. Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, because the critics, a lot of the critics hated the movie. I'm like, what the fuck did y'all expect?
Fair. That is very fair.
From watching the movie versus what I saw in the trailers, that was exactly what I expected it to be.
Right.
I was just more taken aback again by it being 2 hours long and LeBron trying to get an Oscar, an Academy Award, trying to get all this shit. That's what I was more taken aback by. But outside of that, I didn't really have no issues with it.
Understandable. You saw it for what it was, appreciate it for what it was, but understand that that's just something that you're not going to get fully invested in that nature.
Yeah.
So that is what's up, man.
That's about where I'm at on that. Well, as you know, I got a whole list of shit here.
Go for it.
So,
go for
where
it.
Where you want to start?
Okay, I do have a question in regards to movies. What type of person are you now, as opposed to when you were younger? Dinner and a movie type of person, or Netflix and chill type of person? Now, when I say chill, just literally
chill.
Actually, literally just, hey, sit up here, get something to eat. I cook, or you cook, whatever. Come over and watch the movie. Which one would you prefer? Where you at right now in your life?
I'm not picking. I'm good with either one.
Right on.
100%. I'm down either one, and I think it's good to spice it up either way, depending on the situation.
Right.
Nightwear, shit. I'm a little tired. You a little tired? Shit. Let's just order some food, Netflix, and chill. Right. Cool. Other night, shit. Let's get out. Let's go get dinner and go catch a movie. So it really just depends. But I go either way on that one. 100%.
Right on. Right
about
on.
You?
I'm about the same. If I had to choose, I would basically say Netflix and chill because of intimacy. And what I mean by that is that, because you had mentioned it before, when you're in a movie theater, it's hard to kind of talk. It's hard to kind of have those little moments. But if you already either order something or you cook something, y'all decide on the type of movie you're going to watch, or even if you're just scrolling, it's fun just trying to decide, okay, what about this? No, I ain't feeling that. And then going from there. Then again, but when you sometimes on the couch, you get comfy, and if you really talk about chilling, eat and sleep will take over. It will happen. So it'd be like, hey, you watching this? Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, knock smooth the fuck out. Most of the time, people are more attentive when they eat and then actually go to the movie.
Yeah.
The surround sound, all of that, the environment as a whole. So it has its pros and cons, so I'm with you. But if I had to lean, it'd probably be Netflix and chill, or just a shade more dependent on the movie, too.
No.
You know, if it's a horror movie, I'm always down to go to the actual movie to go see that, you know, for what that entails. But regular action, Space Jam, yeah, I watch that here at the house. I ain't gonna pay to go see no damn Space Jam. Not Space Jam 2, in that regard.
And then it's like you said, it depends on the situation too. Because like, what if it's like a situation where y'all are dating, but it's still early on? It's probably not the time to break out Netflix and chill.
True.
So it's, you know, it's situation case by case. You know how much time y'all got in. It's a lot of variables that go into it. So
I agree with you on that.
But that's where I'm at on that.
Likewise. What else you got?
We touched on it a little bit last week at Salty Dog.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just
dive into this one. So, I think it was last week because we was at Salty Dog last Friday. I think
Correct.
that was. A few days before then, I don't know, maybe Monday or Tuesday, something like that. Young lady reached out to me that has listened to the podcast. Now, I do not actually know this girl like that. I know of her, but I don't just know her like that.
Right.
But she has listened to the podcast and she reached out, give my opinion on some shit.
Okay.
So, her and this gentleman, they have been, I guess, kind of, it's fairly new. They're seeing each other. I don't even think it's been a month yet.
Okay.
It might be a month now, but like when we talked, it might have just been a couple of weeks at that point. But she wanted my opinion on some shit because she was wondering, what exactly do men want? That's essentially what she was asking.
Okay.
So here's the story.
Talk to me.
They have been seeing each other. Like I said, it's fairly new. It's a couple of weeks. He, I guess he hasn't really been vocal about kind of, you know, what his plans, his intentions are. Okay. Maybe he's just kind of taking it slow. That was my initial thought. Maybe he's just kind of taking it slow. Okay. I'm trying to remember, you know, somewhat, you know, how she explained it to me. Like, they could be like just kind of hanging out. You know, they've gotten to the point where they're comfortable enough with each other to where they've kicked it at each other's house, just, you know, sat on the couch, watched movies. They haven't had sex, anything like that. Okay. But they've been, you know, able to do shit like that. And she was like, well, he hasn't like made any kind of move. Okay. As far as he hasn't made a move to try to kiss me, and she was like, not that I'm ready to do anything sexually, but he hasn't even like tried to do anything like that. It literally has just been whenever we see each other, we give each other a little hug, and whenever we are getting ready to leave each other, we give each other a little hug. But that's it. Like, we could be sitting on the couch, we're not cuddling. Okay. Like, he don't try to put his arm around me, anything like that. And so as she's talking, my first thought is that he's taking it slow. Right. Maybe I asked her, I was like, well, how old is he? I was like, are y'all about the same age? She was like, yeah, we're both about the same. They're both like, I think like mid-20s. Okay. She said. All right. I was like, okay. I was like, so do you know maybe like what his dating history is? This and that, because and she was like, well, as far as I know, he hasn't really just dated that much like that. I was like, okay, so this is possibly something that is new territory for him. So he's still trying to figure it out. Maybe he doesn't want to come on too strong, this and that. And it could be stuff like they could be sitting down watching a movie, and maybe he'll like sit his head like in her lap, like laying down, things like that. But again, doesn't try to do anything sexual, anything like that. Okay. And I was just like, okay, and like, what all have y'all talked about as far as like family, this and that? Right. And she was like, well, he mentioned how close he was with his mom. And I was like, okay, I pay attention. You know how I do. I pick shit apart. So I was like, you said was. So I was like, do you know if his mom is still alive, or not. And she was like, honestly, I don't know if his mom is actually still alive or not. But he hasn't just talked much about it, but he said him and his mom had just a really good relationship, and they were like best friends.
Okay.
I was like, okay. I was like, well, just based off of what you've told me, I was like, well, you're probably dealing with a guy that he's taking it extremely slow because, like you said, he doesn't really have much of a track record dating. So he's taking it slow. It's new territory for him. You're going to have to be extremely patient with this guy.
Right.
I was like, but also you could be possibly dealing with a mama's boy.
Possibility.
And she was like, how so? I was like, well, he's not making a move on you, anything physical. He hasn't made a move to kiss you.
Right.
He has a close relationship with his mom, or had, if she's not alive.
Right.
He has a close relationship with him. I tell you, they're like best friends. It's possible that he sees similar traits in you that echo kind of traits that he sees in his mom, which could be maybe something that's kind of nurturing. And we don't associate sex, obviously, with our mothers, except for maybe like y'all motherfuckers like Alabama or something. Right. Y'all crazy motherfuckers that your daughter's your sister. Shit
my
like
cousin.
that. Like fucking remember playing Grand Theft Auto back in the day where you be walking around and just be running into the pedestrians and shit.
Right.
One of them dudes always goes, "My mother is my sister."
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like we don't usually associate sex with our moms, obviously.
Right.
So I was like, it's possible that you are dealing with a mama's boy. It's very possible in that regard. If it's been a couple of weeks and he hasn't made any kind of attempt to do anything physical, not even try to kiss you,
right?
It's possible when you mention that he has a close relationship with his mom. It's very possible. And she was just like, wow. She's like, he must really have some mommy issues. I was like, that's a whole different conversation.
Right.
She was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, mommy issues typically stems from guys whose moms aren't in their lives.
Very much so.
You know, typically of either maybe they died at a young age or they just weren't around.
Right.
And left him at a young age.
That's true.
And so that I would probably say you're steering more on a mama's boy versus a guy that has mommy issues.
Yeah, because mommy's issues, you know, even if they weren't around or whatnot, it could be they bumped heads. It could be mom chose the guy over him. It could be mom is abusive. Mom is gaslighting. It's a lot of things that come with that, with mommy issues, to where he don't want to have anything to do with his mom. And sometimes if that happens, those complications, frustrations, and disagreements and challenges can carry over into said relationship. And he'll start bringing those issues he have with her and projecting them on the person that he's with. Yeah. So, no, you're absolutely right. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, that's
from a mama's boy to mommy issues.
Yeah. And I told him, I was like, and because you're going to have to be patient with him, this is the time to try to gather as much information you can.
Right.
To see what type of mama's boy you're dealing with. Because there's two types, really. You got the type that he is a mama's boy, you know, as far as he's used to his mom always taking care of.
Right.
But then you got those other mama's boys that you don't do it like my mom. My mom don't do it like this. My mom cooks steak like this. My mom cleans like this. My mom makes my bed like this. You will never be my mama. I mean, hey, babe, I know we were supposed to go to dinner, but my mom's going to come too because she's hungry. Babe, I know we're supposed to go on vacation, but my mom's coming too. So you got to deal with that. You got to understand what kind of mama's boy you're dealing with. Because the first one, you can get him out of that. Yeah. Because it's only going to go so far before he realizes that his close relationship with his mom is going to interfere with the future.
Correct.
If he truly sees a future with you, he'll tell mom about herself.
Oh, yeah.
You got to back up. Don't push out. Don't. Because the first time his mama say something negative about you, he gonna be like, whoa, come on. Like, that's, right. I care about her. You can't talk to her like that.
Pump your brakes.
But then you got another man the other one that your mama say something, and he'd be like, "Well, I mean, do you have to wear that dress out? I mean,
bruh,
like my mom said that dress is a little slutty. I mean, do you have to wear that out? Like,
just end the whole relationship at that point in time, because you're not getting them out of that at all. Period. It's not gonna happen. You know, if mom is that entrenched in a relationship, he's still sucking on the titty. You know, and ladies, I ain't talking about y'all. He's still on his mama's. So that's not gonna get anywhere, because what's going to happen is not only are you and him gonna conflict, but eventually mama gonna come around and she gonna try and run shit with y'all, and you ain't gonna be trying to hear it. And then that's when you and mama gonna bump heads, and guess whose side he gonna take? It ain't gonna be yours.
Nope.
At all. So totally
both of y'all are drowning. He got one life preserve. He's throwing it to mama.
Yep.
And he gonna let you rot.
Just like that. But that's my mama. Don't care that she been on this earth for 98 years. You gonna drown. Yeah,
and that's gonna be his excuse. Anytime y'all get into an argument, he's like, "But babe, that's my mom."
Yeah, like
that's what he's gonna say.
Yes, very much so. You know, that's my mom, and literally mean it. But what about us? I know, but babe, you understand? You know, you and your mom. He gonna try and spin it, no matter what. But trying to get him away from his mom in that regard, it's not gonna shake.
And then it's also important if him and his mom had a close relationship and she did actually pass away, especially if it was recently, then you really have to be patient with him, because there's that void that's still there if they had a close relationship.
Right.
And now he doesn't have that, and he kind of sees that in you.
Right.
You got to really be patient with him for that. So,
very much so. And because that's why it was smart, you know, when you broke it down to him, it's like, need a little bit more info, get a little bit more background, see where this is headed, because sometimes the first inclination with people is to throw out the ultimatum. Hey, what are we doing? Because I ain't got time. You know, are we going to be together? Are we dating? Are we friends? Da-da-da-da-da. And then that can push somebody away when you don't have as much information. But once you get the info or the background on what the situation is, not only with him personally, but the relationship with his mom, then you can kind of proceed from that, you know, and see how that goes. But yeah, that can be an issue. That can be something. You know, definitely, like we talked about at Salty Dog, I think it's best to have a mama's boy as opposed to a guy with mommy issues.
Yeah, because it's so much deeper, because there's so many that, like, you don't know what level it's at. Because, I mean, if it's a guy who, let's just start with, let's say he's young, and mom's not around for whatever reason, whether she passed away, or she just wasn't around. He's going to grow up with somewhat kind of a resentment issues towards women. But also, another aspect of dudes with mommy issues, typically when they date, a guy with mommy issues, he's typically going to start, you know, kind of gravitate more towards a woman that's maybe 10, 15, 20 years older.
Right.
Because of that mature aspect.
Right.
And so that was why I asked how old they were. They're roughly right around the same age, apparently. Right. It was like, if he had mommy issues, more than likely, if he's mid-20s, you'd be looking at him maybe being around 35, 40, 45, somewhere more like that.
No doubt. That is where they would have came in at. But since they in about the same field, how long they been kind of talking or dating?
A few weeks, maybe a month.
Okay, yeah, still early.
So still
fresh.
Still fairly early.
Yeah.
Her whole thing was mainly just because, I guess maybe just from experience, she's never been around a guy for this long that hasn't tried to, at the very least, tried to kiss her.
That could be it, because that is very, very fresh. That is very new. Hell, so did she lay out possibly what she would like her expectations to be, what she would like to come around to? That
is a good question. I'm going to ask her that.
Right on.
I will ask her that.
Because that way, if she already kind of got her expectations in line, she already kind of know what she wants, or she won't be disappointed. She'll be kind of like, okay, I'm kind of feeling them. Or if she's like, nah, you know, it's cool if we just stay friends or whatever. But That, it sounds like it's throwing off for a loop. Like you say, the fact that he hasn't kissed, tried to come on to it in a short amount of time, because most likely that's what she's used to.
Yeah.
Guys constantly trying to hit on her, kiss on her, sleep on her, but you got a guy that's in a week, that's not that long. He probably just enjoying her company. You know, just being in her presence. Yeah. Ladies, I know this may sound weird to y'all, but believe it or not, there are some men that literally just like that. Mm-hmm. Like being around you. Now, for the most part, our intentions could be for something more because we feel comfortable with you. But you just being there is good enough. You know, it kind of similar, but in a different way. It reminds me of a meme to where the dude is at the edge of the bed playing a video game and the girl is laying back. You know what I'm talking about? And, and she's like, why you call me over here if you just going to play the game? And he like, yeah, the game going to start cheating. I'm going to get mad. Then it's going to be Mr. Nasty time. Mm-hmm. But you just being there, you know, just your presence, ladies. Don't never discredit your presence. A good man that is trying to get to know you, that likes having you around. Sometimes we just like having you there. Accept that. Ride that wave. Go with it. But I say see what her intentions are first and then see what she has to say. Go from there.
Yeah. Most definitely. Because, I mean, I told her, I was like, well, obviously, if you're asking this, obviously you kind of like the guy. Uh-huh. So,
yes.
I was like, just be patient with him. Give him some time.
Yeah.
Give him some time to kind of see what's that. I mean, like I said, a couple weeks, maybe a month.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out which one she said, but a couple weeks, maybe a month or so.
I think that's a good starting point.
So I was like, that is a really short amount of time.
A week?
I understand it, you know, from the aspect of now being in this microwave generation.
Right.
But only dating somebody for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, that's...
Yeah.
Give it some time. Give it some time. I mean...
I can say a good few weeks or a month. I think that's a good time frame. Like... And this is like their first time hanging out, or have they chopped it up?
No. They've been seeing each other for like a couple of weeks to a month.
Okay, but like this is just the first time that they kind of just been around each other in that setting. Or what you say they seen each other? Okay.
Yeah, they've been seeing each other because they've been out a few times. Okay. They've been seeing each other for a few weeks to a month. I can't remember which one it was. But right. Somewhere in that time frame, and you know they're comfortable enough to where they've been spending time at each other's houses, Netflix, you know,
right
watching
on.
movies, you know, laying down, like he's laying his head in her lap, this and that, but he has not made a move. That was her. Yeah, that was her main question. So that was why I started digging, like, okay, but what are some of the things you talked about? And one of the first things off the rip was she said he had a close relationship with his mom. So that put the possible mama's boy thing in my head already. So
I concur.
But
I think that's worth looking into.
But I was like, well, obviously, if you're asking about it, you like the guy. So just be patient. Give it some time. Ain't no rush. Y'all young.
Yeah.
So
let it breathe. Let it breathe and go with that. But at least she's perspective enough. You know, she's kind of like, hold on, wait, this is what's going on here. This is new. Because just like it may be new to him, it's new to her to not have somebody just hit on her immediately or try and make a move on her immediately. So that's interesting.
And I mean, yeah. And I mean, again, it's case by case because, I mean, I've had girls where I clicked with like that to where by the second date, we was slobbing each other down. I mean, kissing, not fucking. Kissing each other. And then I've had where it was three weeks to a month before we even kiss. It's case by case.
Yeah, because you got to find that, because timing is something. Because believe it or not, ladies, men, we look for those openings, those moments. You know, because as much as men are boastful and confident, nobody likes to get stopgap, like get paused. You know, thinking that, okay, now's a good time to make my move, and then get curbed. Hold on, what are you doing? No. You know, then the whole moment is ruined, and then you're left wondering, where do you go from here with a relationship or a friendship? So, who would say that he possibly is waiting for that definitive opening to make that move? No. So he probably be game planning. So if he feel comfortable enough to put his head in your lap, most likely I would say that he's interested and probably gonna make a move sooner rather than later. I think within that 2 weeks to a month time frame with kiss or overt suggestions or letting it be known that I am interested and I do like you and I do want to make a physical move, I think I can see that taking place.
No. Yep. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
If you're listening, you know who you are. Be patient. Ride it out. You like the guy. See where it goes. It's still a short amount of time. I get it. I say it all the time. My time is my inventory.
Yes.
But you like the guy, give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with being patient.
Right.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being patient. I mean, obviously, yeah, if you're not seizing the moments and, you know, taking those opportunities, then that's where it gets a little
right.
But being patient, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's
nothing at all.
Especially in the beginning of a relationship. You know, when the talking dating phase. If you feel like you're genuinely attracted to this person and there could be something, patience, talking, dating, and becoming serious, you're laying a foundation for something for that relationship. Go too fast, building a house on sand. You think you may know, but you're not 100% sure. Then you done got yourself in this phase to where it's rocky. It's stumbling, bumbling, challenge after challenge. So, like you say, be patient. Get to know each other. Ride it out.
Yep. Yeah. And then maybe even ask him about his previous dating history. Maybe from experience, maybe he did rush in a previous relationship and it didn't turn out good. So maybe he's learned from his mistakes and he's trying a new tactic and seeing how that goes. So a lot of different variables. A lot of different variables.
Ways you could go. Yes.
But yeah, but when we got into the whole mama's boys versus dudes with mommy issues, that was extremely interesting. I was like, I got to bring this up.
That was
damn good. I got to bring it up because completely separate issues.
All the way around.
I'm not saying a mama's boy can't have mommy issues, but they're typically not the same type of issues.
Right.
Like, I mean, yeah, a guy that is a mama's boy, that is a mommy issue technically.
Right.
But not the mommy issues you think.
Right.
Of when you hear that term, because I think of, you know, a guy that maybe his mom was not around, so he, you know, finds himself attracted to women that are 15, 20 years older than him.
Right.
Or those guys whose maybe moms were abusive and he in turn takes that out on women.
Right.
Those are what I think of when I hear mommy issues, not mama's boys.
Right.
I don't think of that. So.
No, because a lot of times with mama's boys, you know, some good comes from that to a certain extent, because you feel like, all right, if he love his mom this way, he gonna love me this way. He gonna show that same love and compassion. He knows how to treat a woman because he's a mama's boy in that regard, to a certain extent, for the most part.
Just gotta learn which one you're dealing with. Mama's boy A or B.
There you
gotta
go.
Figure out which one you're dealing with. You don't want B.
No.
Because you will never win between him and his mama.
You will never be good enough. Never. And she gonna see to it.
You go to get married, your mama picking out a wedding dress too.
Exactly.
Standing right next to you on the altar. You saying I do, she right next to you. I do too.
That's right. I was here first. I was his first love. Thank you. Well, let it be known, it'll always be a competition, as opposed to a passing of the baton, as opposed to saying, you know what, I would trust you with my baby boy. Have at it. I wish you guys the best. Go on. No.
And his mom, she will never fully like you. She'll put on like she does.
Right.
But if you're dealing with mama's boy B.
Correct.
If he's type A, his mom will come around for fear of losing her baby boy.
Oh, yeah.
But if his mama's boy B, that you will never win with, she'll, you know, smile in your face. What the OJ say? Smile in your face all the time trying to take your place.
The backstabbers.
And you will never win.
At all.
You'll never win.
At all.
So
not even close.
Get more information. Find out what kind of, if you're dealing with a mama's boy, figure out what kind of mama's boy you're dealing with.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Shit. Shall we break out one of the cards before we get up out of here for this?
For sure. So, one of the questions, let's see here. Speaking of relationships, what type of love would you prefer? A Barack and Michelle type love?
Okay.
Or Will and Jada type love?
fucking Barack and Michelle. Come on,
but it's
man.
Jada though. It's Jada.
I don't care. She just cut all her damn head off. Her hair off. Shit.
It's the Fresh Prince.
I don't want no damn entanglements. Shit. Hell, she just was just talking about a fucking letter that Tupac wrote on her birthday that was never released before. She just started talking about this.
See, you get that.
Like, why the fuck would I want to? I was like, that man been dead 20. What was it? 71.
It's been up there.
He'd have been 50.
Yeah.
He been dead 25 years.
Yeah.
And she's still talking about a dead man.
Yeah, they had a special place.
Fucking, yeah, special place. All right. He backs that ass is what it was. Shit. Barack and Michelle all day.
But P-Mac, though, these type of things just came up recently with Will and Jada. At first, they was the pinnacle.
That we know of.
That is true.
That we know of.
That is true.
That we know of.
That's all we could go get based off of. For years, they were seen as the Hollywood it couple for quite some time.
Okay, so them being the Hollywood it couple for quite some time,
right.
And us finding this information out,
yeah,
we found it out. Why the hell would I want that?
Well, because good collateral. They had all those years. They had all them good years. Can't let an entanglement. Will is still there.
Fuck off.
Will is still there.
Hell, and you heard him. I'm gonna get you back.
Gonna get his lick back. You damn right he said it.
Shit. If you think Will ain't been out doing dirt too.
Will was out there being a bad boy.
Mm-hmm. Shit.
Very
what about you?
Barack and Michelle.
Thank you.
Very much so. I mean, even from the standpoint of, I'm looking at, did they rise up with each other? Yes. But just hearing the things that Michelle went through while Barack was in office, the death threats, the hate, the constant badgering, and media outlets, people that just dislike them just for their skin color, and the fact that she stuck by him, raised two beautiful young ladies to be themselves. They be tripping on, well, they're smoking, or look at what they got. The kids still gave them the leeway to grow up, be kids, and to support him in that endeavor, and for Barack, because you didn't hear no scandals, no nothing. That's what you want. To me, that's the idealistic relationship, because both of them still, I don't care how presidential they are, you can't tell me that neither one of them still ain't got no hood in them. If they, what I'm saying, still got some, they ain't forgot where they came from and what they doing.
Try to roll up on Barack talking fly. See if he don't put the paws on you.
He gonna sit up there and straight beat the brakes off of him. So, I have to go with I'll go with Barack and Michelle for sure.
Most definitely.
That would be my, if people like that Jada and Will love, I'm not gonna knock your hustle, but for us, that's who we gonna go with, Barack and Michelle.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
Most definitely. Real quick.
All right.
Before we get out of here for episode 75, white people, stop it.
Whatever.
And here's why I say this. There is a trend on TikTok that has been going around, and it is more than one of y'all.
All right.
It has been quite a few of y'all. Stop mixing these fucking punch bowls in the toilet.
Bro, I seen that shit.
Stop it, white people.
I need y'all, yes, and drinking it.
Sitting there draining the water out the bowl, and then fucking loading up all kind of ice cream and Hawaiian punch and gummy bears and all of this, and serving that shit. One of them put a whole bunch of straws, and they was sitting around the toilet. Stop it.
You can't clean a used toilet.
I was like, what in the Caucasity am I looking at now?
Those are the type of people where if they end up in the ER, ICU, and they don't make it, I will not feel bad. Period.
I'm like, y'all motherfuckers need to stop letting these hee-hees and these ha-has and these likes,
bro,
keep y'all just doing fucking dumb shit.
Yes, and how do y'all... Cloud can only get you so much, but at the same time, man, you just can't. And who dating y'all? Y'all don't have anybody in y'all life to tell y'all that's stupid, that's nasty, that's fucked up.
This woman was sitting there mixing all the shit up. The husband come in there like a fucking dodo bird with the cups, fill the shit up.
See?
He take them all back to the people in the party. hand the fucking shit out. All the people is like, I didn't see nothing in there. Where'd y'all get it from? He was like, oh, Debbie's in there mixing it up in the toilet bowl. And all the people there was like, no.
Yep. I would have whooped both of their ass. Because, see, they that couple that be putting shit on the table. It be the spaghetti and all.
Big ass fucking thing of spaghetti. The Caucasity.
Bro, I would have whooped. No. I'd be like, don't you ever. Anytime I go to their house, I would count with my own food, my own drink. Matter of fact, I don't even want to go to your house because I don't trust you. You probably don't even wash your hands. Your shit dirty. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I don't eat at everybody's house.
At all.
There's another dude, a black dude on TikTok that be reacting to all this shit.
Oh, okay.
He has his own line of T-shirts that says "Stop it, white people." I'm getting one of them damn shirts because y'all need y'all ass whooped for real.
That ain't good.
The Caucasity, I swear.
Stop it.
The Caucasity. That's all I got for this.
Likewise.
Because that just made me mad. Fucking white people, man. Not all of y'all. A lot of y'all is cool. Some of y'all got a couple screws loose.
Y'all be fucking up.
That toilet water fuck y'all head up or something. Shit. That's all I got.
Likewise.
775. Shit. So we gonna get up out of here for this one. As always, it is your boy, Bad Guy P Mac.
It's your boy, the Walking Holiday He-Man.
We gonna get up out of here. We gonna let this Marvin ride out. We'll see y'all for the next episode. Peace.
Later.